Good morning, everyone. I'm going to bring to order this meeting of the Public Education Commission, and it is Monday, December 9th. I have no idea what day of the week it is. Monday, December 9th, and it is 8:04 a.m. And I'm going to ask Commissioner Beck to do roll.
Commissioner Burt? Not here. Commissioner Taylor?
He's not here.
Not here. Commissioner Armijo? Not here. Commissioner Klasicillage? Not here. Commissioner Manus?
Here.
Commissioner Brower?
Present.
Commissioner Ingham?
Here.
Chair Gibson?
Here.
Vice Chair Carrillo?
Here.
Secretary Beck here. We have 6 present. There is a quorum.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then the New Mexico salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico and see a symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Does someone have the mission and vision up? Yeah,
That'd be
because
great.
I
Sorry.
can't get into my drive right now. Well, I think it is somewhere. Somewhere.
I can go ahead and read that. For the PEC, our vision statement, our vision is that all students and families residing in New Mexico, regardless of background or circumstance, will experience equitable access to a diverse array of innovative, high-quality public schools where students will learn, thrive, and realize their full potential. Our mission, of course, is to authorize and support public charter schools for innovative, equitable, choice-driven education where all New Mexico students learn and thrive.
Thank you. We are on to.
Oh, there's that little thing. I'm not going to read it entirely. And our values are transparency, consistency, respect, student-centered excellence, and equity and inclusion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are now on to item number 2, which is the approval of the agenda. Yeah, I don't.
So moved.
Second. Oh, let's take roll.
Chair Gibson? Vice Chair Carrillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Ingham?
Yes.
Commissioner Brower?
Yes.
Commissioner Manus?
Yes.
Secretary Beck, yes. There are 6 votes for, 0 votes against. The motion passes.
Thank you. We are on to item number 3, which is public comment. Do we have anyone that signed up for regular public comment?
We don't have anybody signed up for regular public comment.
Thank you. Item number 4, school highlights and spotlights on Friday. Yeah, I think we've just moved this to Friday. Yeah. Item number 5, the consent agenda.
I'll move. Move to pass the consent agenda.
Second.
Commissioner Manus? That's not good because we need 6. Commissioner Brower?
Yes.
Commissioner Ingham?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carrillo?
Yes.
Chair Gibson?
Yes.
Commissioner Manus?
Yes.
Secretary Beck, yes. There are 6 votes for, 0 votes against. The motion passes.
Thanks. And now we are on to the meat of our next 4 days,
Yep.
which is our renewal hearings. So the first school that we have up is Tierra Adentro of New Mexico. So welcome, good morning. So we will, Public Ed Department will, CSD will go first, okay? And then I don't think there will be anyone, but if there's anyone here for tribal consultation, those tribal input, and then you'll have your opportunity to do your fabulous presentation. So thank you.
Uh, Good morning, Chair Gibson, Commissioners. Um, My name is Bridget Russell. I'm the Deputy Director in the Charter Schools Division, and I am here to present the CSD recommendation for Tierra Adentro. Tierra Adentro of New Mexico, the School of Academics, Arts, and Artesanía, opened in 2010 with the Public Education Commission. This is their third renewal with the PEC. The mission of the school is to create an inclusive and thriving learning environment comprised of a demographically and culturally diverse student population with a focus on academics, art, artesanía, artisanship, and the study of the cultures that comprise our rich New Mexican heritage to ensure awareness, preservation, and progression of our cultural legacy. Tierra Adentro's current executive director is Veronica Torres, and Genevieve Lopez is the principal. The renewal site visit took place on Monday, October 21st, and the team consisted of Lucy Valenzuela as team lead, Kelly Rankin, and Kristen Lavolpa. The Charter Schools Division recommends that Tierra Adentro of New Mexico be renewed for a term of 5 years without conditions. Tierra Adentro has been designated a traditional school for the last 2 years through New Mexico Vistas. The PED has published the spring 2024 assessment results, and I will share screen to show. It's 23, 24. As commissioners and the public can see, Tierra Adentro's ELA proficiencies were the same as the district and the state, but above state averages for several subgroups. Math proficiencies were not above state and district. Science proficiency for all students was above the state and district average, and was above the state and district average for all subgroups as well. Excuse me, at the beginning of every meeting, I have to sort of readjust to having only one screen instead of the 3 I have at my desk. By Friday, I'll be fine. The school, in terms of financial and organizational performance, the school has had only 2 financial indicators over the entire contract term with ratings other than meets the standard, making demonstrate substantial progress the highest rating that CSD can give the school on this section. The school has sound fiscal processes and has reported timely to the PED School Budget Bureau for the past 3 years. The school has not had more than 2 audit findings in any year of the contract term and no repeat findings. The school's ratings on Part B of the renewal analysis are as follows. Meets this, let's see, academic progress demonstrates substantial progress. They met the standards because the school is not a spotlight school, it's a traditional school. In terms of mission-specific goals and educational program, and equity and identity, the school meets the standards. There are no issues. The school demonstrates substantial progress in terms of governance responsibilities and other performance framework indicators. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh. I forgot to ask at the beginning if there's any commissioners that have to recuse themselves from a vote. Okay, thanks. Is there anyone here for tribal input? Okay, thanks. Whenever you're ready.
y rozándose la vida, tu baileta, saborear. Y rozándose la vida, tu baileta, saborear. Que te lo tienes que dar, que te lo tienes que dar. El cacho de la bota, que para acá vida, el bonito ratito, el bonito ratito, deja esa cabeza. Ah. Ok, hola, muy bien. Te voy a quedar a dar un pasecito con la muralla real. Con caray, 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 que creo que fiesta será en el calle, que la prenda vamos a sentir, que creo que fiesta tiene por aquí. dicen que van a poner un puente para Bahía, que se de tu persona de la mía. Hasta para que te da Roma, cantar más en bonita partida, mi cantera de todo de ay. Hasta toda la vida. Pero no me lleva, no me lleva, se va para la gomera, dice que se va para la gomera.
Veronica, you need your microphone to be on,
Really quick.
green. The light around the base needs to be green.
I just want to say really quickly before you start and I'm so too bad the kids are outside. You are why I just love being part of state charter schools in New Mexico. This is why, right here. So thank you so much.
There,
And-
now I think I'm on. Okay.
You are, but if you could start with introducing yourselves and spelling your last name so we can get that over for
Of
the,
course. So Veronica Torres, Torres, Executive Director of Tierra Adentro Charter School. Okay. So Madam Chair, members of the PEC, thank you so much for having us this morning. I hope that was a little treat on your Monday morning to wake you up and get you ready for your day, set the mood right. We have a slideshow presentation for you now that's just short to wrap up. I wanted it to be mostly obviously about the students and what we do at Tierra Adentro. So that is our mission right there in your face as we start off this morning. So if you could put up this slideshow, Missy, that'd be awesome. That's just our welcome. We can go straight past that. No problem. All right, so our mission has already been read by the lovely Bridget Russell, so I'm not going to go over that again. But as you can see, this is a member of our Dance Focus performing at Hispanic Cultural Day over at Sandia Labs for Curtin Air Force Base and Sandia Labs. Next slide, please. All right, so we've had some incredible milestones. I'm so proud that this is our third renewal with all of you. So as you can see, when we first started at 1511, I think Alan, you may have even visited that building, but people came for the community and not the building. It was on Central and University, and it wasn't the safest, but we saved up and we moved on to our next milestone, which is in 2015, when we were part of the Distinguished Concerts International in New York, and we were invited to perform at Carnegie Hall in a show called Misa Tango. It was a sold-out crowd. Carnegie Hall sits over 6,000 people, and my eyes have never been wider when I've stepped onto that stage as well as the students, but it was an amazing experience. I wouldn't change it for the world. We moved into what we call Tandem 2, which is near the Sawmill area. Now, Alan, I know you're at that building. And right across the street from Tigway Park in Old Town. And that's where we could spread our chi a little bit and work really hard with our foundation president, Diego Gallegos, to move into our brand new $8 million facility, which is up and running right now in 2021. So we're super excited that, yes, we went through 3 phases, but it was well worth the wait. We were one of the first charter schools in New Mexico to build from the ground up in the Sawmill District, just east of the Sawmill Market. We are in our mission completely with many museums in Old Town right near. So our students can take full advantage of not only what's in the building, but what's in the community. So that was awesome. During COVID, as you all know, everyone suffered, but performing arts suffered a lot. And to keep our students thriving in the arts at home, we handed out portable dance floors like you saw here to all of our students. Every student got a guitar, every student got a computer, and we kept the arts alive. We couldn't do our end of year performance. So we did a documentary called Doce that was featured on Channel 13 and on our YouTube channel. It was, I think, like a 45-minute documentary on what the student's life was like at home as student artists, with culminating performances as we kind of voyaged into our new building coming out of the pandemic. And so here we are today in front of you in our third renewal, and we're so proud to be here and just feel very welcome by all of you. Thank you. Next slide, please. All right, so here's a few highlights. That's actually two of our students in 2016 on Carnegie Hall stage, that picture. That's Jose Encinas and Marisol Cisneros. Next slide, please. That is artwork done by one of our sophomore students, I believe. And so in 2023, we did win the Hispanic Heritage Award and the Corazón de Cultura Award. And so just some distinguished things coming out of the pandemic that was right coming out. And so that was a wonderful award to receive. Next slide, please. In April, we were approved for the state bilingual literacy. And so this is a new program. We actually had 3 students that received the honors. And this year we're on track to have definitely more than 3. So I think we're moving up. So that was a great honor that our bilingual coordinator that was back here clapping our hands with me, that was Miss Osuna. And then of course our principal, Genevieve Lopez, were the ones that made that happen. So thank you for that. And then we were just awarded a few months ago an Outstanding Diversity Award by Albuquerque Business Journal. And we received that this last October. And so that was an exciting day for us as well to receive that honor. Next slide. And breaking news, Miss Janelle Gonzalez, who's one of our guitarists, she is up for Charter School Student of the Year with PCS&M. The winner will be announced on this Thursday, the 12th. So we will be present and she will actually be playing that evening with the other 2 guitarists. So I know you all will be present for that. So send Miss Janelle good vibes. And then last but not least, our student outcomes. So as you can see, as a school in proficiency, that's not our gig. Growth, we have an over 40% growth level. So if you bring them to us in 6th grade, and a lot of our students will come in as low as a kindergarten, very minimal, some at a preschool level of reading and math. And our teachers are jumping them. By the senior year, we have over half of our students proficient. So we're getting them there in those subject areas, but we do need bottoms in the seat. We need students on time and present. Our teachers will get them there. We do have 3 teachers that are nationally board certified and 1 more, I believe, that's going to be getting her national boards this year. And so we're moving them. We are removing them. We're just not quite there yet. And as everybody is suffering coming out of the pandemic, it's not an excuse. It's just a fact. It's just what happened. And so we are a growth school. We market that and we promote that to our families. Our graduation rate to us internally is 100% because again, if you bring them to us, we will graduate them. But we do sometimes get students with a lot of credit recovery, a lot. So they're supposed to be a junior and they only have credits for a freshman. So we may get them there in 5 years, which on New Mexico Vistas you can get deemed for, but we will graduate them. So that's why when we present to our community, we're 100%. On New Mexico Vistas, obviously the math is going to be different because of the calculations. And so you did see a drop in that coming out of the pandemic, but we're going to get back up there. I know we will. Other than that, I think everything on that slide is basically what Bridget had read to all of you. So I won't read the entire thing. So we'll just go on to the next slide.
Madam Chair, members of the PEC, my name is Genevieve Lopez, Lopez. I am the principal of TANM. Like Veronica said, we focus on growth. At TANM, we do the NWEA 3 times a year in math, reading, and science. After each round of testing, we bring in our data coach from charter school testing, and they do a deep dive of data with our teachers so that they can strategically plan. We have noticed a 40% growth since we started doing that. We have a lot of student supports in place, such as our crisis team, who are all CPI certified. We have a quiet room that is a designated spot for students if they need to reset. We have a lot of different programs that students can be involved in, and we always push that everyone attends tutoring, which is available to all of our students in all grades and is, of course, always free. Next slide.
All right. Ooh. And so, like I said before, Day, we just want to thank you again for having us here. This was actually our students last year at the Public Charter School New Mexico out in Tamaya. So we decided to do a quick photo shoot after our performance, right? We take advantage of the scenery out there. But again, thank you for your attention to all of us, to all charter schools, your dedication and your support that you give us each and every day. I especially want to thank Charter School Public Ed. You guys are support, and we really thank you for that. And we know we can reach out to you. So thank you for the open lines of communication as always. And we want you all at our performance in May at the end of the year. So I expect to see y'all have tickets. So that concludes our presentation. On to the next. Thank you.
Thanks. So do we have folks signed up for comment?
We do, Chair. We have 7 people in the room signed up for public
Okay.
comment. And our first is Isabel Stickerhoop. You're going to come up to me. Isabel is changing. Do we have, I mean, is everybody changing? Sarah Hartshorn? Okay.
Is this okay? Okay. My name is Sarah Hartshorn, Hartshorn. Okay. I just wanted to briefly speak as I have a unique perspective as a founding member and a staff member and also a parent of a former student and an upcoming student. So as a founding member, I've seen a lot of what they spoke to, which was the resilience of the organization, how we've changed buildings and moved and had new communities that we had to reach out to. And that resilience that has shown up through there, how we've always thought about meeting our mission and doing that through our staff. So I'm lucky to be on the staff. And it's an amazing place to work. And our crew is, I call it a crew because you see what we've done here, right? We work together to make things happen. And because of what I've seen as a founding member and as a staff member, I was happy to bring my son to Tandem. He enjoyed it immensely, even though he's not a dancer. He's a high-performing academic student, but I knew that Tandem could meet his needs. And that's what we do, is we meet individual needs of all of our students. And so he was a dual credit student. And then I also have a 6th grader who'll be joining us, and she's an artist. So she is all of this. So I've seen how Tandem is just incredibly fluid with our community, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. So thank you.
All right. So we have Isabel. Okay.
Tickerhoos. Yes. Okay. So I'm a student at Tierra Adentro. I've been doing flamenco for about 7, 8 years, and honestly, it's amazing. The art form is just like beautiful. The music, the people, the culture just like built around it is really amazing, and it's really like I don't know, I think it's really just like helped my life. Like it helps me experience different things. Like I wasn't like really like doing a lot of activities as a child, so like flamenco really brought me out and had me talk to people. And the school I started in like 8th grade. I was attending a different public school, and then I came to Tierra Adentro, and the people here just like really helped me come out of my shell. I was a very different person compared to now. I didn't really like talking to other people, but now I just feel very comfortable. The community at the school has helped me a lot. They've made me a better dancer. person. The teachers are really nice. They care, which is really nice. Like they want to be there. It's not like a sad environment. It's like very like lively and like happy. Like you don't like walk into a classroom like a teacher's having a bad day or something. It's like nice school. It's a nice place. It makes everyone feel welcomed.
Elizabeth Marshall.
Hi, Elizabeth Marshall, Marshall. I just want to say thank you for everything you do. It's so nice to actually see your faces and be in person. I recognize a lot of your names. We appreciate so much of what you do. Um, I actually had something I was going to say, but what I was kind of struck by when I got here is that this room right now has like every stakeholder in our community. Like we have, all the way from our administrators to our students, to our parents, to the state. And it's like such a profound experience to be able to be in this room with all of you and all of us here that have like the same goals of success. It's a pretty amazing thing. And I started thinking how cool it must be for all of you to do these renewals and see all these schools come through the door. I was like, this must be like Christmas to them. I was like, that's why they do it now, right? It's their Christmas present to themselves. So I'm kind of in a unique position. Sarah said that as well, but I was a founding teacher. I am a flamenco parent. I am a vice president of the governing council. I also am a school principal myself. And yeah, so I kind of cover all the bases that way. And I just want to say that I think you've seen all of the evidence of growth. You've seen all of the success with operations. All of that is, checking the box. But I really wanted to impart to you that this school has such an amazing network of people that are crossing over in so many different ways culturally. They're coming through and they're not just walking in the door like what, the student was saying. They're coming in and they're able to like go out in the community and work professionally. There are students here that went to school and they're professionals now working and being paid. There are people in every one of the departments who are out doing things professionally. The vocational impact is huge for these students. So, yeah, I think that's where they've been successful outside of everything else, is building a family that's professional and personal. Thank you.
Okay, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Aileen Gonzalez.
Spell out my last name.
Gonzalez. Good morning. My name is Arlene Gonzalez. I am an alumni, from Tierra Adentro. I attended 6th through 12th grade and I graduated in 2020. Throughout my time in Tierra Adentro, I learned about community, discipline, and the art of flamenco. Since graduating, I've carried these values and it has given me the opportunity to perform in tablaos regularly and collaborate with fellow artists. I also have the amazing opportunity to teach young upcoming artists flamenco cante, and it has felt fulfilling to give back to the community because they've given me so much. I wouldn't be where I am without Tierra Adentro. I would not have grown as much as I have. They really helped me find my voice and have given me a unique, exciting career path, and for that I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Next, we have Janelle Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, easy, sorry. Hello, my name is Janelle Gonzalez, and I am currently a senior at Tierra Adentro of New Mexico, and I've been attending since the 6th grade. Being at TANM has opened my eyes to the arts and community. They have given me a lot of resources to pursue music and guitar throughout my whole career at TANM. I feel as though my musicianships would not have been where it is today without them. And as for my academics, they have encouraged me to take dual credit classes at CNM. And so since then, I've taken 13 dual credits, completed 13 dual credit classes. And because it is such a small school, I feel like the relationship between my peers and my teachers are a lot closer compared to a public school. And this has helped me, sorry. And because of this, TANM as a whole has helped me become the best student I can be. And I can truly not imagine myself at a different school. Seeing all the students there has really, just as they grow and they graduate, it just makes me feel like having a career in music is possible. So, yeah, I am very grateful for that. Thank you.
Guerra. Hello, guys. My name is Nicole Guerra, and I am currently a special education teacher at Tierra Adentro, as well as an alumni from 2017. My journey through Tierra Adentro has profoundly shaped my educational and personal development, laying a robust foundation from a student into a successful career as a special education teacher. At Tierra Adentro, I was encouraged to embrace diversity in all forms, a principle that I now carry into my classroom each day as I work with students who face various challenges. This dedication to inclusivity is crucial for fostering an environment where every child can thrive. As you consider renewing Tierra Adentro's charter, it is imperative that we remain committed to these core values, ensuring that the future generations also benefit from the same enriching experiences that have shaped my own life and career. Thank you.
And finally, but not least, Anna Flores.
Morning. Ana Flores, Flores. I am a parent of 4 from Tierra Adentro. My youngest is in 6th grade, and my oldest was there last year. I have a junior and a freshman as well. Darian just performed today, and you did very well, son. So proud of you. All of you guys did, by the way. I am constantly impressed by what Tierra Adentro is able to do to children and expose them to a part of their creativity that I think most schools cannot do. Tierra Adentro has something for everyone, I feel. All 4 of my children have definitely different personalities, 2 boys, 2 girls, different ages, and each of them have been able to find something that has motivated them to express a part of their creativity that I know I couldn't do as a parent, and I know that a lot of our public schools wouldn't be able to do. It has been an honor to be a parent at this school, to watch all of the children grow and learn. And when you say that these kids are professionals, that's how I see them too. Because I've tried on a pair of those shoes, and it's not easy. So when I see them do that, it's just a huge privilege and honor. I appreciate the teachers, all of the staff. It's a small school, which I love. Maybe one day it'll get a lot bigger, right? Because it just seems to be expanding more and more, and it's doing great for our community and our children. So I appreciate that, and I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Okay, Evan Duran.
everybody. Duran for my last name. Alrighty. My name is Evan Duran, and I'm a student here at Tierra Adentro. I've been dancing for 6 years, and this school has been incredibly beneficial for me as a person and as a student. This school has not only provided many scholarships, but opened my eyes to flamenco. It has also supported me emotionally. This school is not just a school, it's a family and an emotional system. I would like to express my gratitude to everybody who's here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the performance. Thank you.
Okay, and then we have two written comments, which I will read into the record. The first from Madison Olguin, Olguin, TANM's 2019 valedictorian. TANM gave me so many wonderful performance opportunities as a young teenager and a young adult that served me to this day. I had the pleasure of being able to learn to play guitar, visual arts, and dance simultaneously, giving me a very balanced and well-rounded artistic experience. Performing at Carnegie Hall as part of the school's ensemble in 8th grade showed me that hard work, discipline, and preparation can take you just about anywhere in life. Now in adulthood, I have carried these skills with me, and it has opened doors my younger self would have never imagined stepping foot through. I am very thankful and grateful for the work that Tierra Adentro does for the Albuquerque community, and I'm excited to see the future artists that flourish from this school. And the second comment is from Dr. Diego Gallegos, Gallegos, Tierra Adentro Charter School Foundation President and former parent. PEC Commissioners, thank you for your continued support of charter schools in New Mexico and of Tierra Adentro Charter School. As the president of the Tierra Adentro Charter School Foundation, I continue to be involved with the school in a business relationship as we have collectively and collaboratively built a brand new school in the Sawmill area of Albuquerque, worked through a challenging property tax issue with the county assessor, and are now in the process of requesting capital outlay to pay down/off the debt of the school. I am also involved with the school as part of our collective involvement in the flamenco community in Albuquerque. Tierra Adentro continues to provide students that are successful in local and international flamenco circles. The Tierra Adentro Charter School Foundation believes that the school has shown its ability to integrate academics and the arts to benefit its students and to manage its business and finances effectively. We look forward to a continued relationship, and that concludes our public comment.
Sure.
Garcia. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in the room who helped support me and fill my shoes and helped me along the way. And I feel like flamenco's been a great outlet for me to express myself and show who I really am. And I feel like these people here, and as well as NIF, have helped me see that. And I would like to thank everyone here and there. Thank you, guys.
Commissioners, Commissioner Beck.
Yeah, fantastic performance. But I want to put into the record also we have some beautiful artwork up here that we should recognize as well. It looks, is that one down? Would you have to put that one back up for us, I think?
We
yeah.
can't see them. We can't
It
see
was
them.
Oh, we couldn't see them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's a really pretty piece of
Yeah.
art.
Yeah,
but
okay,
also
yeah.
We wanted to see them.
I can see him. I'm 6'1", so I can see him. Tremendous, wonderful. It's just great to see what you're doing there. But I do have a few questions. There are 3 areas that I'd kind of like you to real quickly discuss what your strategies are for improvement, from what I can see. Number one, I understand that your growth rate in math at 55% is strong, but the actual, base number of 15% is somewhat challenging. So I'm just kind of curious as to what your specific strategies are, whether it's professional development or what type of professional development it is. And by the way, for the 2 years I've been here, I was a teacher for my last 13 years of my career. Math is a challenge to everybody. So you're not alone in this struggle. And we should figure out something to do statewide to fix that, or at least improve it. But I'd like to hear what your specific strategies are on that. Number two, I saw that your 4-year graduation rate is like in the 71, 72% range. Your 5 and 6 years look real strong, very strong. And it's probably a lot to do, I would assume, with your credit recovery situation. But if you have any specific strategies you're trying to do to get that 4-year improvement up. And then I think there's some data challenges with the attendance rate. I don't know, but there is a correlation. There is a correlation between schools that are strong academically and their attendance rate. It would seem to me, with all these art opportunities your students have, I would want to come to school and be able to do that. I'm wondering if there are any kind of weird circumstances that create that attendance issue and what you're doing to try to combat that. So those are the 3 kind of areas. Thank you. But it's wonderful. Congratulations, guys. You guys are incredible. Amazing, really.
Okay. All right, Madam Chair, members of the PEC, thank you for your question. So yes, that 15% math proficiency rate, of course, makes all the red flags and the bells go off, right? So as Ms. Hartshorn was stating, we have an incredible faculty that pulls together to try to meet these challenges. As you said, in the state, coming out of the pandemic, of course, not an excuse, it's just a fact. Attendance was down 20% overall statewide, and obviously proficiency rates went down. So us bringing in the kids that we bring in at such a low proficiency rate, just starting from preschool, kinder level on up, we're jumping the levels. But again, it meets up, you're absolutely right, with that attendance rate. If they're late to school, students, I hope you're listening. If you're late to school, they don't want me to name names back there, but I will. If you're late to school, if you're not in the seat, if you're not awake and on time, that is a challenge for our teachers, because if you're there, we can teach you. If you're not there, we got nothing. So what our high school team does, and I'll speak about them in particular, is they've put together a team of teachers that just looks at dual credit. So I'm kind of going to answer your 4-year grad rate and proficiency rate at the same time. And we've done a summer intensive in credit recovery and math studies and tutoring. Yeah, a summer intensive. So they do a 3-week summer intensive where they're at school from 9 to 3. So we catch them now. So right now, students that are in trouble of not graduating or not meeting proficiency rates must attend after school tutoring with their math teacher, who's nationally board certified, and then also attend with her in the summer as well for a 3-week intensive. Now we just started that last year. So this is kind of beta test. We'll see where we're at the end of this term. Our middle school team has started what they call a skills recovery program. So if you have failed any particular subject in the arts or academics, then you must stay after school with our science teacher and Miss Nicole, our special education teacher, for credit recovery or skills recovery, where you go back and the teachers put individual packets together to hit on those certain skills that the students missed, whether it was due to absenteeism or they just need more work on that skill. And they go back and they re-hit those areas. Again, we just started this program last year, so it's beta tested. So we'll see on a 3-year level where that gets us to. Our hypothesis, obviously, is that proficiency level comes up. So hopefully in 5 years, our next renewal, we're going to see some better numbers there. The 4-year graduation rate, again, you said it exactly perfectly. The 4-year, if we get them with no credit recovery, we're fine with all the programs we have in place. But again, we're getting these kids that they're 18 years old and they have 2 credits. 3 credits. And actually, Genevieve is profound in working with the high school staff and with our college and career counselor in doing a get ahead program and making up those credits. So we double up on Edgenuity. You've probably seen our packet. We do have an online program. That's where those kids to be doubling up because we don't have a normal summer school like we would have had back in the day. So they're in school working on this and also working on their Edgenuity. They're attending the summer intensive. They're attending after school. So we do our best. But again, we tell the kids, we have our diplomas. The diploma's in your hands. How quick do you want to get it? And we motivate them with the arts. We try to get them there. But again, some of our students' home lives, you guys, it's real and it's hard. We are their safe place. We are the ones that feed them. When we go on breaks, some of our students are scared. They don't want to go home. So we're, like Ms. Hartshorn said, we're a crew and we're clawing at the bit every day to get those kids into school and get those rates up.
Yeah, that's apparent. That's apparent. One last quick note about the attendance. What's your transportation situation there?
We don't have transportations and school buses. Parents are responsible for getting their students to school. A lot of kids do carpool or families do carpool that live in same areas, and we do help them do that if we can, but we don't have school bus transportation.
Thank you.
Commissioner Carrillo?
I don't use the A word very often, awe. You're awe-inspiring, all of you in your performance and everything you do. And like I said, it just makes me so happy to be a part of state charter schools. So Commissioner Beck touched on a lot of what I was going to talk about. It's interesting the way math is where it is when science is so high, because generally they correlate together. But I'm happy to hear that you recognize that and what you're doing. Is there any specific professional development that you have relative to math instruction?
We started doing our data talks with charter school testing last year, and we've noticed on NWA that our scores went up 40%. So we've only done it for a year. And so we're hoping that when we take our spring assessments that we'll see even more growth. So when she comes in, she really does a deep data dive with our teachers so that they can strategically plan and figure out, okay, this is the area that we really need to focus on, and this is where we're going to push our kids. And it seems to be really helpful so far.
Okay.
It also helps our teachers when she goes through the deep data dives, how they're going to group them in their smaller math groups. I know our middle school math teacher actually has like 3 curricula running at the same time. And what's interesting, what I really love about her classroom when I visited is that maybe I'm in honors group for this particular skill level, but maybe I have to go down and do a remedial group when I'm in this other particular skill level. So it's not just I'm in honors math and honors math only. It's skill dependent. And so, okay, we're going to enrich your curriculum here. You need extra help here, or you're right on track right here. So she's, again, another nationally board certified teacher, but she's running those at the same time. And that also couples up with how we do it in the arts. And what's interesting is I keep telling teachers, break down the walls. Students will compartmentalize and say, whatever I learned in Miss Milchowski's class, this is what I learned. Whatever I learned in Miss B's class, this is what I learned. And I tell these kids, do you realize how quick you're counting and multiplying and dividing every time you step on stage? So even in the performance you saw today, they were dancing in 3s, they were dancing in 6s, they were dancing in 9s and 12s, and they're going back and forth and back and forth. We're doing palmas, the hand clapping, sometimes in 2s, in 3s, in 6s, in 6, 8, 10s. So they're doing that constantly, but until we have to state the obvious to our students, break down the walls, you're doing math everywhere all day. So again, it will constantly be a continued work in progress because kids think the way they think. They're very concrete.
It's I'm glad you brought that up because schools that also have really strong music programs end up also having pretty strong math results. And also on the art side, where you're embedding art in all of the curricula, whether it's history or science or whatever it is, you're embedding art in everything. Not only does your kids embrace it more, but they end up doing better and they end up wanting to come to school. There's a district it's a county district in Guilford, North Carolina, and they committed to arts embedded education for the entire school, every subject, all grades, absolutely everything. And it was hard to get some teachers on board with that, but what they noticed was just a really a strong boost in their scores, but more than anything, something that I called, when I met them, the happiness index. Kids wanting to come to school because every part of what they're doing at school is joyful, because art is part of everything. And I can imagine, and many of you spoke, I took down your names as well, but many of you spoke about um, the joy that you get from flamenco and from being a part of this. And I got to tell you, just the passion you exude when you're dancing and you're singing, it's just it's infectious. Before I forget, when is the date of your performance? Because I got to get that down. Okay, you can look that up and I'll go on to a
Okay, we'll be at the Hispanic Cultural Center, National Hispanic Cultural Center this year. And I think
21st and 22nd.
the 21st and 22nd.
the
They're
20,
usually 7 p.m. shows, and we
Great.
always set aside comp tickets for all of you, so I'll be reaching out via email.
Okay, that sounds great. Of May, yeah. Okay, so question I had, because I don't have the statistic in front of me here, but those that are free and reduced lunch, I don't know the percentage of, is there a way, how do you subsidize instruments and costumes?
Oh, okay, great question. So we are recipients of the CTE grant, Career Technology Grant.
Technical education.
There it is, all together. Okay. So because we chose the strands, we have one in careers in performing arts and one in fine arts. We do costume. We use some of that money to costume students through that. I do use Title I money to buy shoes and castanets for the students. A pair of flamenco boots can be anywhere from $185 all the way up to $300, depending. And you guys see how hard these guys hit the floor. They ruin them fast. So our students, we are a CEP school, meaning all of our kids eat, well, all kids eat for free, but we have been eating for free for 4 years now because of our high poverty rate. So because of that, we know that our students can't afford, like Miss Flores was saying, she has 4 kids at Tanum. That's 4 sets of shoes every day, all day. So that can get expensive for parents. So we put forth monies towards in Title I and CTE to help costume and help the students with their everyday materials. Because flamenco shoes to us are same as a math book. So they have to have them in hand all day long.
I like that you said that. The on the graduation rate side, Tim touched on it. It just makes perfect sense for what you're doing relative to growth. And I like the idea of what you're doing with data talks in the quiet room and just different ways that you've constructed your school environment to be so supportive of the kids and of the teachers as well, I would imagine. On the math side, one thing that, because you said you're doing, Ms. Lopez, one of the things that a couple of schools have had a great success with is approaching math from a different angle. I wasn't one of these kids, but because I loved math when I was in school, I embraced it. And but there's a math phobia that I believe has happened in like the last 20, 30 years. And there's a way to also for teachers to learn how to reach kids that are kind of afraid of math, where they just don't think they can do it. But the fun thing about math is when you solve a problem, you solve a problem. It's instant success. And but just how to teach keeping that in mind has been very successful for some of the teachers that had math challenges at some of our schools. So it might be something to look into. And I'm very impressed how you just focus on growth, not letting kids just graduate in 4 years, but they're going to end up working in all subs because they can't really read and write. No, you're very focused on their success as individuals. So I'm just super impressed with your school. There was a person that spoke about how it's Christmas, when you come and when kids perform, it's a window into your school that we never get to see. And I mean, we're going to have 61 state charters soon, I think. And it's a way that we end up being to see and know all of the schools, even if we can't get there. I live up here and where they joke with me about I don't get down La Bajada much unless the Santa Fe High Demons are playing in sports. But I don't want to work anymore. I just want to do this work and visit schools because that's where the joy is. So thank you for your commitment for all you do. And kids, you just knocked it out of the park. You didn't see it happening, but all of these people from the offices on this floor were crowded. They should have come in, but they were crowded in the foyer listening. So thank you very much.
I just have a quick question. I think it's probably for Dr. Russell or Director Chavez. On the vistas, when they say growth, and we're dealing like obviously with a high school with 11th grade, and that's the only grade they test. Is it from last year's 11th grade to this year's 11th grade? Is that what they're saying? Is so for their 55% growth in math and their 58% growth in reading in vistas, is that how they're coming across that number?
Chair Gibson and Commissioner Beck, I do not believe Vistas shows growth data for the school. Vistas does not include growth for any high school. It only includes growth. Are you looking at Vistas right now? I
Yeah,
can.
it says growth.
Okay, let me see.
Well, that's a high school.
Let me check.
Well,
Okay, okay, great. Then that growth is for the students in grades 4 through 8. So only the students up through grade 8 have growth reflected in Vistas. Any growth that that students make from grades 8 through grade 12 would not be reflected. The school does administer interim assessments and
Right.
has.
Oh, I know that, but that's not on vistas, I know.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. I have one question, but I'm just gonna gush for a little bit. I want to just first say thank you so much to the amazing artists today. That's just so profoundly heartfelt to see that and to see, so I haven't had a chance to travel too much in my life, but I went to in 1999. I remember going to Madrid in Plaza Mayor, and I saw flamenco for the first time in my life there. And I just think about just the exceptional artists that we have here. And it just made me go back to that moment when I first went to Spain and I saw it for the first time. And today was like one of those moments where I feel like I saw it for the first time, even though I've seen it a lot. And I've seen probably maybe some of you, but definitely your predecessors at your school. So definitely go to the event in May. It's amazing. And just really emotional. And so thank you so much for all of that. I also want to share, like, this school is like literally, I could throw a baseball and hit this school from my house. I live on Mountain Rio Grande, so just across the road from where you used to be. And it was also the first school I went to when I was in Director Chavez's seat as charter school director. It was the first school I went to. I thought when I first joined the team that maybe I should go to the school that would literally be the one that, if I had children, I would want them to be able to walk to school. And it was in a post office, old building. I mean, I assume it was a post office. It still looked like a post office when Alice King was there, and then you all moved in. And just thinking about how do you fit in like an art school in a post office? And you walk in and you just see the hustle and bustle and just the amazing dedication. Anyhow, that was like profoundly changing for me in terms of what charter schools can do with the little that they receive oftentimes. And now seeing where you all are, just a little bit further away from home, it's just amazing to see that. So thank you for all that. And the story is just so awesome. I have just a few thoughts. The financials, I think, look great. I know you have two like material weaknesses. I know that you all have a plan for that. I also just think about having like the cash on hand, especially after building an $8 million school a couple years ago, to have that much money on hand too. I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot of fundraising. It takes a lot of good thinking and smarts financially with yourselves and with your foundation and your board from both institutions. It's just really awesome. You all are not a early college school, right? So I don't know if you all seen this, but buried in the part B, what I think is just amazing of an art school, an art school. In 2022, I saw this on your Ms. Torres on your slide, and it was kind of buried and I don't think it should be buried. Um, and that's no ding on you guys, but you know, in 2022, your college admissions rate was 65%. In 2023, it was 100%. So every single student at least was admitted into C&M, with many other students going other places, and every student taking at least one dual credit course. Yeah, I just think those are the things that, like, I know we can have conversations around high school graduation. We should absolutely continue to hone in on that. And then also thinking about the expectation that that has, especially for young people who are in the arts, which oftentimes is like, arts are good. It's like being a athlete, you know, well, yeah, I'd love to have become a soccer player and made money, but we knew it wasn't going to happen. And so you have to like love it, but also plan. And one of the plans is like, are you college bound? Are you able, if you are, if everything else goes wrong, at least you're going to have college. And so I think that that is something that just jumps out to me in terms of just over 1 year time, that increase and the intentionality of setting high expectations for your young people. And then having 13 courses already done before you graduate high school, that is like a life-changing experience, especially for young people who may not come from money, who may not have those options. And I just think about all that time I wasted in AP classes when I was a senior and before. I'm sorry, Commissioner. That I feel like I fleeced my opportunity, thinking like if I had a school where I could actually get credit where credit was due and so I think those things like change lives. One question I have, this is my question. So congratulations. I mean, I wish, I honestly, like, I know that we've beat around the bush a little bit, but there's sometimes like schools that we ought to like think through like an even extended period of renewal. I know that's not necessarily in our control all the time, but like thinking about some of our schools that we've seen, and this is one that I think about, what would it mean for us to kind of really think about what we need to do legislatively to change our cycle of how often schools like this have to be renewed. Some states you can do a 10-year renewal. And so I just think about like the work that you all are doing and the track record that you have since 2010. And we have other schools just like you who have very specific and awesome.
But then it would be 10 years before we get the flamenco dance.
Well, you know, Commissioner Beck, you can go to in May, May 21st, 22nd. But one of the questions I have, I think about young artists who have such great dreams and such great talent. And also the need to maybe have some business experience too. I was wondering, is there any emphasis, or what emphasis is there on any business courses or things of like that kind of pair up with like the love of arts, if you feel like that's important? For me, obviously, you see like, I wonder how that is because all these great artists, and then maybe they don't have the business acumen or like some basics, and it's kind of hard to like live out your dreams in that way. And so I was just curious how you all think about that, and if there's any direct kind of learning that happens around that, either with you all or at an institution.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Brower, we do. So I think it was Ms. Marshall and Ms. Hartshorn that stated it. We have working artists working at our school. So like Miss Osuna dances professionally. She's a soloist in Ihasos, a dance company. I'm a former soloist. Miss Hartshorn's a former soloist. So we have many either retired dancers or current dancers, current artists in the community, current musicians in the community that show kids every day, you know, if you can't just be an artist and support yourself, here's education. Here's one way to do it. So they can look at us and say, hey, they did it. We can do that too. So in real time, in real life, students have that vision and that goal and a plan. So they will often come around and ask any one of us, well, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? This isn't the only way. So if they do have another plan, we have students going into doing internships with veterinarians right now. We have students doing marketing internships in the summer or summer work programs with the National Institute of Flamenco. So they go around to different communities and can see firsthand working artists and how they support themselves. Members of our GC, Liz Marshall is a professional visual artist, and again, it was a former teacher and now a principal. So again, there are many pathways that are in front of them. They can actually see it happen, and they always will ask us, well, what's your story? How did you do this? How do you do it? Along with our dual credit program, you pointed out perfectly, was many of our kids, they can't just afford to go to college, and sometimes they're not going to get all the financial aid that they need or all the support that they need. So the dual credit program, we always tell them, take advantage of it now. It's like you have a full ride scholarship right now with support, because you can come to our after school tutoring where our math teachers and our language arts teachers can help you in your academic classes. We have students taking, branching out and not just taking dance classes or music classes or art classes at our school. They're trying painting and drawing and other things, and theater and other areas at CNM. We do contract out with, she's actually one of our parents, but she also works in admissions at CNM. So she will sit down with our kids and guide them through their whole college program as well. What we want to do is eliminate the fear of you're that starving artist. And we want to eliminate that at the parent level too, because we have had parents and say, okay, you can go to college, but you're not majoring in dance. You have to major in something else. You can minor in dance, but you can't major. So we also have to work with our parents on that mindset. And I'm like, hey, I am where I am, and I'm an artist. So there you go. So, I mean, we do have that vision in mind with our students, and we do work with them. Like Ms. Hartshorn was saying, it depends individually on the student. We meet them where they're at and create their roadmap, see where they want to go.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Really appreciate it, and congratulations. And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
So thank everyone. I mean, this was a fabulous way to open Monday. I'm kind of sad you're not the last one, you know, because it would be a great way to end as well. So if you want to come back on Thursday, we'd appreciate it. If I remember correctly, your first location, you shared a parking lot with a gun/pawn shop, yes?
I think we did, right?
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We were on the news, actually,
Yeah.
of our students stepping over homeless people to go to class.
yeah.
It wasn't-
So this is, this has been, and you also had staff that used to have to stand on Central to direct across the kids, right? Yeah. So this is a remarkable journey. I was fortunate that I could attend the ribbon cutting for the new facility, and just an incredible experience of community support. The kids, the family, an incredible foundation that has worked really hard to get this, to get that building up. It is just, quite a highlight for an accomplishment for what you can do. Do you still run kind of like the after hours recovery program? How many people do you have enrolled in that?
I think right now we have about 6, and our college and career counselor is the one that oversees that program, and she checks in with them daily to make sure that they are on track and they can come in if they need to. But I believe it's 6 right now.
On the online program?
Yes.
Okay, because that was also for commissioners, that was also a hurdle to get over, to get PED to agree to that program. They just didn't want to support it. So thanks for continuing with that, because I think it really is important. I just want to say, I am appalled that a 6th grader could be arriving at any school and be testing at a preschool or a kindergarten level. I mean, that's the tragedy of what our educational system is here. It's just so that the fact that this school is able to get those kids by the 5th and 6th year graduated is a testament to everything that you do. Because I get it, to try to get those kids out in 4, that's great, but it's, you know, it's almost an impossible hurdle. And I think the state really should be looking at the student populations and adjusting the graduation rate rating based on that. You know, that why should a school who is dedicated and obviously doing not only what they are supposed to be doing, but going above and beyond and making sure that every one of those kids is set for a positive future and is walking out as just as a better human being, plain and simple, you know, and that they're going to be dinged on a state report card. We don't call it report card anymore, but, you know, for what you're doing it's just a shame. I want to thank the one student who said, I went to another public school, not I went to a public school, and then I came to the charter school, because that, you know, that's the hurdle we also deal with, you know, is that, oh, I'm going to a charter school now and it's not a public school. And the fact that the school is able to provide all of these services, and like Commissioner Brower said, have the cash on hand that they have and provide expensive pieces of instruction, and I'm going to call them instructional materials, is just, you know, incredible. It really is. So I just want to thank you for everything that you do every day. Did you want to say something else?
A couple questions. Actually, do you want to remember, because I wanted, he used whisper in my ear something that I thought, I said, you need to say it. You need to tell him.
All right, so my younger son's a doctor in the military, and we were with him this weekend, and we were talking about what he's going to do after the military, and he said, you know, I friends with a lot of docs, you know, guys, he went to Temple Med, and guys at Temple Med, and he goes, they're all failing because they don't have any business background. Medical school or anything doesn't teach anything about business. And, you know, I had a 30-year career in the textile industry, 25 of it owning my own business. For the students out there that are going into their own professional careers, I would highly advise you on your own, if need be, to really learn about business and how business works, and you know, the difference between income statement, cash flow statements, things like that, how much money you need in immediate cash versus how you're going to build your asset base over time. Docs don't even have that, you know, and lawyers don't have that, and they fall out. You hear these people making all sorts of tons of money, but it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So that's it for me.
No, thank you. I'm glad Commissioner Beck shared that. So the question, I have one question because it's a red here. It's on staff credentialing, where it says does not meet. And and maybe Ms. Russell, maybe Dr. Russell knows what that is. The staff credentialing red. It's in on theirs. Like licensures maybe not being up to date or something. I'm just curious about it. Because otherwise, there's no red. It's all green here.
Yeah. Okay, let me look. Unless Ms. Valenzuela has it open and can address it, I'm not sure.
Or just that that's being addressed. I mean, I'm sure you're aware.
Yes, I mean, it is being addressed. I mean, the CSD works closely with the Licensure Bureau.
Okay.
And when a school has ratings of other than meets the standard, we always talk to licensure and then talk to the school to determine how it can be improved in future.
I'm satisfied with that. Yeah. So in speaking and building on what Commissioner Beck said, do you teach, like I know a lot of high schools now, financial literacy is part of what's, so are you teaching that too? Outstanding.
Great.
And in civics, anywhere in the, great. Okay. To me, civics and U.S. history are often lost. And our country wouldn't be where it is to me if people had a foundation in civics and U.S. history. All right. Thank you very much. Do you have anything?
I just wanted to say you're a spotlight in my view.
Heck yeah.
Can I just say, I got a chance to visit your school, was my first charter school I think I visited when I think I might have not even been on the council yet, but I am very impressed and thankful for having schools like this and what the one lady, it is like Christmas to come and see really wonderful schools succeeding and doing great work with their with kids and producing adults that are going to be productive parts of society and creative parts of society. And I just want to say thank you.
You gonna do a motion?
So I'm going to ask Mr. Hill, because we are in receipt of the email that you sent us, but disclosing that just to email to us isn't sufficient enough. So can you just briefly, for the record, speak to the Title IX complaint? I remember the last time you folks were up here and we had a commissioner that read the wrong application and actually made them a charge about a staff person. And it wasn't that school. They're looking like deer in headlights at us and I'm thinking, what the heck are you talking about? And he unfortunately read the wrong application, was making an accusation about a staff member. This is not that, but we need to have this quickly on the record.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the commission. I'm Dan Hill, school's attorney. It's Hill. So we did disclose over email, there was a Title IX complaint. The reason why it wasn't disclosed with the application is because the way the application is worded, it only specifies, I believe it's U.S. Department of Ed, U.S. or New Mexico Public Ed Department, or state level special ed complaints. So Title IX is kind of a weird statute federally where there's multiple levels of enforcement. And so one mechanism is a Title IX coordinator at the school actually is responsible for handling the complaint. So without getting into like specifics of the people, there was a letter that was sent to public ed department, not actually a complaint, just a letter. And that letter was referred to the school. Given the nature of the letter, we felt like it was something that at least conceivably could be a Title IX issue because it involved discrimination on the basis of sex. I think you would characterize it as like sexual harassment in this case. And so that was handled according to the Title IX regs. So the school has to unfortunately pay an investigator and pay a decision maker, and then we do what they say. In this case, the decision maker said the conduct wasn't severe enough to raise the level of a Title IX violation. There was some misconduct that was noted that's being addressed kind of at a site level from, HR perspective. And then we also disclosed it's our understanding that there was a separate licensure complaint filed against the staff member, which school's not involved in. PED's handling that, and the staff member remains on administrative leave pending that investigation. So I'm happy to answer questions about it. It came up at another hearing that there was a Title IX complaint, and so we felt like just as a matter of transparency to disclose that. And apologize, it only went out last minute, but we just, we've had a lot going on lately.
No, I appreciate it. And we just wanted to get that on the record. So we don't need to dig into it. So thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. I move that the Public Education Commission approve the application for Tierra Adentro of New Mexico, the Arts of Academics, Arts and Artesania, for a 5-year term without conditions.
I'll second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Brower and a second by Commissioner Carrillo. Any further discussion? Commissioner Beck?
I already put the X's down. Commissioner Gibson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Carrillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ingham,
Yes.
Commissioner Brower,
Yes.
Commissioner Manus? Is Commissioner Manus on? Commissioner Manus?
Yes.
Secretary Beck, yes, there are 6 votes for, 0 votes against. The motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Taking a break till 11.